Hello everyone, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's Sunday and this video will probably be uploaded tomorrow, but just so you know, when I say things about today, you know that it's Sunday and I'm not going crazy when you see this on Monday. But what I'm doing is, welcome to my channel first of all. And what I'm doing is, yesterday I showed, the projects that I was getting ready to start. So I thought I would come on today and just do a little kind of series of basic tutorials on making, and these are going to be, I'm going to call them glue books, but they could also be called junk journals or journals because they can really be used however you want to use them. So I showed these encyclopedias, and this is how they're starting out. This size, they're, I mean, you probably know about what size they are. If you see, these aren't the Golden Books, these are Funk and Wagnalls, but they're very similar to the Golden Book encyclopedias and dictionaries. And but these are just a tiny, tiny bit smaller. So these are just under 7 1/4 inch wide at the moment with the spine and everything, and just under 10 1/4 inch in height. So I was anxious to get started on this project, so what I did was go ahead and start on it last night. So I will show you what I did on this one, but on this one over here, but this right here I already did. So let me show you what I did, and then you'll see what we're going to do together. So here is the new spine. It's 3 inches, and then here's the front. Here's the inside, and here's the back. So what I do is figure out what size spine I want. Well, first of all, let me show you what I do, and we'll talk about it while we do it. So I'll put that to the side. Here's the book we're going to work on. And so what I do, I mean, it's pretty quick, so this shouldn't be too long of a video. I've got my little box cutter here, and I just cut off the covers. Now this book is sewn, so I like it a lot. I just figured that out last night after my video yesterday. And so like when I went to start, I actually started doing pages already too. And so when I started my pages, it was cool because it was double pages already, except for a couple didn't come out as double pages, which I put back together from the book I was using, but most of them were double pages, so that was really cool. It was in there the perfect size. I did have to cut off a little bit on the front border here, but there's nothing there, so I wasn't cutting off any illustrations or anything. So there's the pages, just that easy to get them out. Put that to the side. And then I just will finish cutting off the spine here with my scissors and get a nice even kind of edge here. And then I will put that all to the side. And so this is my work placemat here where that protects my table. And so it's just a plastic tablecloth. I can wipe it off when I need to and get it all clean again. And this is a piece of cardboard that I use for if I need to glue, or actually it's a further protection for my placemat. In case I'm cutting like this, I don't want to cut through my placemat, you know what I mean? So yeah, just get this all nice and even. And I kind of, I've watched a lot of videos on people doing this, and kind of like, I've probably just developed my way of doing it from watching other people do it, and it's a combination of what other people do. It's not like, it's not all from one person probably. It's just from several different people that I've watched. So many, I mean a lot, because I like to see different ways of doing the same thing, and then kind of develop my own way of doing it. So here is one important thing is you want to make sure your covers are upright when you go to put them together, because you don't want to make one upside down, you know what I mean? Like here it is upright, and you don't want it to be like that. It's kind of hard to do because this side is, you know, smooth, and this is the rough side that you cut off. But okay, so we've got them both upright, and we're going to take our spine, put it in the middle. I've already cut my spine to, you know, 3 inches to the match. You know, you can just draw pencil lines and kind of cut on your pencil lines. You don't even really have to measure. I did measure the 3 inches to get that right with a ruler, and then cut with my cutting. I wanted a nice straight line, so I cut. You can cut it with scissors, but this chipboard was thin enough. It's thick. It's actually thicker than cardboard. It's pretty thick, like chipboard. But it did, my cutter did manage to cut through it, so I was happy about that. So I could get a nice straight line. And then what I do is just put these up next to the cardboard. You want to line it up, you know, top and bottom. You want that to be even here and here. And then you I leave a little space here. And don't worry about if it's like here's a little bit bigger space here and it gets thinner. That won't matter. And I use this, it's called duct tape. I got this at Walmart, and I started using this because I wanted a neutral tape and a strong tape. And I didn't necessarily buy it for bookbinding. Well, I did buy it for bookbinding, but I actually bought it for, I was going to use this as what you see. And then what I discovered was I didn't like the shininess of it, which if it was in the middle of the book and you left it without covering up, it would be okay because it's a neutral color. And that's why I bought this one. It's kind of looks like burlap, but this is, you know, tape, and it's, you know, duct tape is strong. And that's what my goal is in making my spine. I want it to be strong and, you know, stand the test of time. So, because the first way I learned, and the first couple of journals I made, I learned the way of just doing it like this and then putting fabric over here. And that's fine. And that did seem strong, but I don't know. I just wanted to make it stronger. That's just me. I just wanted to make it stronger. And so you don't have to do this. You can just put fabric over here, but I'm just showing you my way of doing it. So I've taken my tape, stretched it out here, and I want some of the tape on here to, you know, grab hold of the cover, but I want it, you know, I don't want it to go over that way too much on the cover. I want it to be mostly on here just because I don't want it to be, I'm going to cover it all up anyway, so it doesn't matter, but that's just what I do. I put about probably ½ an inch or so over onto the cover, and then this doesn't feel all that sticky here because this is the first piece. This is a new roll, so I'm going to put it up a little bit so it sticks down good, and then I'll cut that off. But here I'm just looking to see and get it, and you want to try to get it straight, and I need a little bit more pulled out here. So let me pull it out. So you want to get it straight. I think my cover moved a little bit. So you want to get it straight so you don't have wrinkles. And then put it down to your cover, but also avoiding any type of wrinkles here. And just make sure you're lined up and have that little gap before you press it down. So yeah, we still have our gap. So now we're going to press it down. Okay, I'll press it down some more in a second. I'm just going to cut it off here. Got this all the way down here. I'm going to cut it off even with the new spine and the book cover. I'm just using like regular scissors here. And this is going to be covered up, like I said, so it's not like, you know, if your edge is, like if your edge, I'm just pushing the edge over here. And so it's nice even edge right here. I'll show you up close. And then over here, I can just, this wasn't that sticky, so I'm cutting this off. Otherwise, I could just fold it over. I'm going to cut this off. Let me try it this way. Sometimes when you're cutting next to a hard surface, it's got like you got to get going in the right direction or else it won't let you cut. Okay. All right, so, and then we'll just fold that over. Okay, we're folding that over a little bit onto the other side so it's all flat. Now we're going to do this side. Try to get it straight, line up my edges here, leave a little gap between the book spine and the book cover, get our new piece of tape. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little bit, about like 1/2 inch again onto the book cover, and then I'm leaving quite a bit up on the top, over the top there. And there my book cover moved again. And so yeah, line that back up. Stretch out your tape past the bottom if you want, or you can make it even if you want to cut it off right at the bottom. And you could wrap it around, and maybe we'll try that with this. Let's press this down, because I did that last night too on one of my book covers. You can do it this way where you cut off both ends and then do it, because I do the tape on both sides. So you can do it where you put one tape on this side and then, you know, get that all taken care of like I just did, and turn over and put another piece of tape over, or you can do it like this, where you get it down on one side, kind of smooth it out. Let's turn it over. Let's see if we can press this down here. I don't think I like that. I'm going to cut this off. I just don't like the way that's fitting on there. Okay. Then, let's see, put that in the trash. Okay, so this is the piece we're wrapping around. So I'm going to pull it up and stretch out a piece long enough to fit this whole side. Let me turn it a little bit so that I can get in the right position here. Pull it up. And then I'm going to leave a little bit over the top so I can stretch this over the top if I want to. Cut that off. I don't know if you can see. Let me put this camera up a little bit so you can see me cutting it off if you want to. Not a big deal. I'm just trying to cut a straight line, but this, you know, the tape is a little sticky. So if you can't see me cutting it off, it's not a big deal, but the tape is a little sticky, so it makes it a little, sometimes it's a little difficult to cut it off. But I think it's worth it to put this tape on there for me. I just, you know, just knowing that I've made it as strong as I can just makes me feel good about it. So, okay, I've got the tape cut off. I'm going to press that down and get it back up here. I'm pressing that down. I hold it over the edge of my desk so it doesn't tape down to my cardboard and my placemat. Okay, I'm turning it back over. And I'm going to fold it down here. I'm going to fold it down tight. Okay, so it's folded down tight like that. And you can see how that is. Okay, so like this is done as far as putting it together. You see it bends and everything. And then we need one more piece of tape on this side where we cut the tape. So that's 2 ways of doing it. Either wrap it around or do 2 separate pieces of tape. Whatever, you know, might be easier. You know, it might be easier for you to deal with 2 pieces of tape rather than trying to wrap it around. but I really do like putting the tape on there, like I said. So here's another piece of tape on this side. Try not to cover up the book too much, especially the front cover, because, you know, you don't want to cover up too much of your pictures and your words and things. But if you do cover them up, it's for, you know, it's okay. It'll work out in the end, because we're going to put fabric. I'm going to put fabric over this tape and trim and things like that. So this tape and this, you know, chipboard will be all covered up. Okay, I'm going to bring it up here at the edge of my desk and cut this tape off again in case you can't see it. I just do that so that it's easier for me to cut off the table so that I don't get the tape stuck down on the table. Okay, so let me smooth it out. And if I have a slight wrinkle there, but that doesn't matter. It's flat enough. And then wrap it. I'm going to wrap it around the end. You know, all nice and flat. I mean, you can use if you want to use a bone folder, or, you know, whatever you use to press things down. And if you feel better about that, doing it that way, I'm just using my fingers and my hand. So let's get this, see if we can get this on here nice and flat. Okay, so I have some fabric picked out, but I don't have it cut yet. I was just going to do a quick video showing you this part. You can see how nice it bends. It stands up nicely. And you can bend it right away because you don't have, with the tape on, because you don't have any glue on there. Now when we put the fabric on, we are going to have glue on here, so we'll let that dry. But right now, you just want to make sure everything's bending properly and, you know, opening properly. So you can see it's all good with being able to move this around. And it looks, I mean, right now it's already very sturdy, and then we're going to be adding fabric and trim. So, you know, it's all good. You know, everything looks normal. You can press this in a little bit if you want to into that little groove that's kind of in between your spine and your, if you want to, you don't have to, but it kind of does look cool to press that in and make it look like, you know, that's how a book does look. It has that little pressed in detail right here. So we're done with that, and I'm going to get, next step will be I'm getting my fabric ready. I like to do my covers first, so that's why we're doing the cover first. I'm going to pick out the fabric and get that ready, and then I'll come back with a fabric, putting the fabric on the spine and the trim probably, if I can glue both on at the same time, unless if I decide to sew trim onto the fabric, I might do that first and then show you after, and we'll do that, put it on the book together, but I'll explain everything. So if anything wasn't clear here, just let me know. I think it was pretty clear, but just ask me questions in the comments under this video. Hope you enjoyed that, and hope maybe if it was something different that you liked it. So thank you for watching, and have a great day. See you next time.